All right, so welcome everyone. Welcome to the Last Word. You are viewing with your host Tanisha, and you can scoot over if you want to get room.
There we go.
You are looking, viewing the Last Word. I'm your host Tanisha, and we are here with Miss Keiaundria Ragland Wilson. She is the author of the best-selling book. We're gonna claim it.
Amen.
The best-selling book called Life at a Glance. It talks about her story, her life story. Tells about her story from being a single woman, going into getting married and becoming a wife. So we're not going to prolong you, but we are going to go ahead and get right into it. As y'all know, my viewers know that I always jot things down, so I have jotted down some questions for Miss Keiaundria for us to get acquainted with her. Firstly, we want to go ahead and ask you, we want to, first of all, let me say thank you. I'm so excited to have you on my show.
Thank you.
You are the first person that I have interviewed before, and I'm so grateful that you decided to come, especially because, we know each other.
Right.
We've known each other since childhood, even though we never ever, hung around each other, we knew each other, okay?
Right.
We came up from the same neighborhoods. So I really appreciate that. This is an honor and a blessing for you to come on my show.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, first, I want to give you thanks for
Okay.
allowing me to come on the last word tonight.
Right.
And yes, I do believe that it was ordained for us to be reconnected.
Right.
Well, we haven't seen each other in a long time.
Years.
So I actually came across Tanisha probably a week before my book signing. And we reconnected, and I said that must have been God because He knew before us.
Right.
He knew that we both had a story. As she have spoken, my name is Keiaundria Wilson, and I am currently live in Knoxville, born and raised. I am currently married to Darrell Wilson Jr. He's from Baltimore, Maryland. And I have two kids. One is 22, senior in college. She'll be graduating December of 2018. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. Then I have a 16-year-old. He's going into his junior year at West High School. He's a big football player.
Okay.
And I also have custodian guardianship over my two great nephews, and they are 7 and 8. So I'm constantly on the go, along with my project, Life at a Glance, that I just created and written my first book back in March. And God has been good. He
Yeah,
has
that's
really been
amazing.
good. He has brought me and my family a long way.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome.
yes, so we give Him all the glory and the praise.
Right. So, and that's a blessing. That could really be a difficult thing, with having an adult daughter and, having a son, children already, taking in other family members. I mean, that's a Proverbs 31 woman right there. So your children will grow up to call you blessed. And so what is it that you do in your occupation as far as work? Do you have a job?
I
or
do. I
Okay.
work full time, Monday through Friday, and I work in healthcare, and I do coding. I'm an inpatient coding specialist.
Oh, awesome.
I've been in that for over 10 years.
Wow.
Over 10 years.
Okay.
Yes. Inpatient, I think I would say maybe 7. But I've been in coding around 10 years, about 10 years, inpatient and outpatient. So,
Okay,
yes.
awesome. So that's a blessing,
Yes.
being able to provide for the family and come together. So we're just gonna move right along. The next question that I have is, when did your walk with Christ begin?
For me, I would say my walk with Christ began after my firstborn at 16. And at that time, once I found out that I was pregnant, and it was a little scary because I knew that I wanted to graduate from high school. I knew that I wanted to go to college. I knew that I wanted to have a career. But becoming pregnant at 16 and
Right.
thinking as a freshman, oh wow, looking at the years, you have to make it through high school and working and homework and studying and childcare. All of those things can be overwhelming thoughts, thinking, how am I going to do this?
Right.
So with that being said, I knew it was time for me to put away childish things.
Right.
I was thinking, I'm a mother. I'm about to be a mother. I have responsibilities, including work, including taking care of my child, school, studying, and I didn't want to just be a body in the seats of the school. I wanted to do my best.
Right.
So with that being said, I knew I couldn't do it alone.
Right.
So I made a choice to give my life to Christ. I was involved in church.
Yes.
Family had taken me to church, but it came to a point in my life where I chose to give my life to Christ. I chose to build a relationship with Christ. It wasn't no one was pushing me to go to church or pulling me to go to church.
Right.
I decided that the only way I'm going to make it through is with God on my side.
Right.
And I knew if I had God on my side, I was going to make it.
I know. So.
I was going to make it. That was going to be my strength. And He was my strength. That's what my faith was.
That's awesome.
So I'm known for my faith.
Oh, that's
definitely known for
amazing.
my faith. Just that continuous walking
daily.
Praise
God.
In word that encouraged me and helped build me. And on my days where I'm weak, He give me that strength. I'm like, Lord Jesus.
Yes.
But yes, so I was 16 when I accepted Christ into my life.
Well, see, look at God. Right now, that's just a revelation to show how God wanted us to really connect, because I didn't know that about you.
Yes.
I started my walk with Christ when I was 16 as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a difficult journey to begin to walk with Christ, especially in a wicked world. We have so much peer pressure, so much temptation. We fall, but the word said a righteous man will fall 7 times and stand up again 7 times, right? And I'm sorry if that was a paraphrase, everybody. But we just have to remain faithful.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you one song that came to mind when you were mentioning your story about how you were 16 and you decided to follow Christ, and you had a child, you knew you couldn't do it without him, and you said that you just gave it your all, and just talked about how you got involved with the church and nobody had to drag you. The song that came to my mind, because I did the same thing. Nobody had to take me to church. I wanted to go to church and everything like that, and I got really involved with my church. And that song is, I have decided to follow Jesus.
Yes.
You know that song, don't you? When you walk with Christ and you begin to have faith and join a family of faith, it becomes rooted within you. And no matter if you're in a prodigal situation or whatever your situation is, it's just something deep down inside that just, without a shadow of a doubt that you can call on him.
That's right.
And that he will hear you.
Yes.
We are his sheep and his sheep know his voice.
Yes.
But I don't want to go on.
Yes.
Y'all know this is the last word. Y'all know this is my space to be heard.
Amen.
And today I'm so grateful if you're just tuning in. You are watching The Last Word. I'm your host, Tanisha. This is Miss Keiaundria Wilson. I just want to give an update for anybody who may have come in on the live at a different time, but we were just speaking about our time when we first accepted Christ.
Yes.
And that song, I have decided to follow Jesus, that song that's exactly what I was thinking about whenever you were speaking that. So we'll move right along. And so how do you remain consistent in such a wicked world in your walk with Christ?
First I would say I'm reminded of Romans, I think it's 12:2. First of all, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Be not be conformed to this world. And with that, renewing of the mind for me, and not leaning to the things of the world.
Right.
Renewing of the mind is you have to consistently train yourself, like speaking life and not death. You have to learn how to involve yourself around positive things. You have to seek God, Matthew 6:33. Seek his way of doing things. And all those other things will be given unto us.
Right.
I don't want to go too, on and on, but at the same time, the word the scriptures that I stood on was like Matthew 6:33,
Yeah.
Hebrews 11, faith.
Right.
Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things yet not seen.
Right.
Now, when we look back at Matthew 6, it says seek. So we have to learn to seek His face. We have to learn to seek His word. We got to learn to seek those inspirational scriptures that's going to help us build our faith. And going back also in Matthew 6, I think it's Matthew 6 and 24, it tells us do not be concerned about tomorrow. And so I'm thinking, I tie in all of those things, and he give us instructions. We just have to be obedient and follow.
Right.
And then just it says do not be concerned about tomorrow. So why worry about tomorrow?
Tomorrow can worry about the things of itself.
That's right. Yes. And then I want to say Matthew 6 and 24. It talks about how God take care of the birds. How much more will He take care of us?
Right.
Because we are so much more of value.
If He can clothe the lily of the
yes.
valley. Yep.
So we hang on to those things. We can make it in this wicked world. We just gotta know that God is present in our everything.
Yeah,
He's present in our everything.
Awesome.
Yes.
The answers are really great. I'm just really enjoying this. I'm being blessed by this myself.
Amen.
So the next question is life at a glance. Let's get right into the book now. What's like one statement that you could sum the book up into one statement? What would that statement be?
I would say to be determined. Your mistakes does not determine your tomorrow's future. That was sum it up. Life at a glance. Just to be determined. Spring forth. The old things have passed away. Behold, new things. New things.
Girl, you speaking.
Spring forth.
You better speak. Yes. So, that's awesome. I just really was excited, and I told myself that I really would want to hear what you would say would be that one summary statement of your whole book, and that's awesome because I've read the book. It was just an easy read, awesome read. And I was able to get it read in like 1 week, which I could have read it in a day, but I kept picking it up and putting it down, right? But it was just really awesome read, really touching, down to earth. And I was just like, now the one statement in the book that really touched me was that one statement: deceive women, do not believe they are loved and valued by God. Like I will never ever forget that. Because we have to understand that God's love is reciprocated, that we can work. And then you know what, another statement I heard from another lady on YouTube, she had said, you do not have to work for God's love. He loves us unconditionally. We don't have to do anything. And I think I found myself in a situation where I'm trying to do all this, go to church, all these great words, pray, fast, and do all these things, so that God will love me. You know what I mean? It's like you're trying to work. And I was so grateful for that. These women, they don't believe that they're loved by God. You are loved by God in spite of, without trying to prove it to Him. But so that's good. So that summary, that one statement, you believe it's just that, hey, your past mistakes do not determine your future.
Yes, that's right.
That's good.
Spring forth.
Right, spring forth. So then, of course, what part of the book ministered to you the most?
The part that ministered to me the most is actually chapter 3. And if you allow me, I want to.
Go ahead.
Okay, if you allow me, I want to read
That's
part
what
of
we're here
that.
to do. Let's get it. Let me get mine.
So,
chapter 3.
Yes, chapter 3 is shifting to what is right. Yes, shifting to what's right, chapter 3. And I just want to read a little bit of that. We are going to take a shift change and talk about who we are as single women, awaiting and stepping into a position for what is right. We have accepted our own mistakes and we are no longer living in them. We have repented and God has put us back on top. Isaiah 42:9 says, behold, the former things have come to pass, new things now I declare. We are to live in greatness by knowing that God has a plan for us. And now knowing that we have to position ourselves to receive and allow Him to be our God. He has a plan to prosper us and not to harm us. It is a plan to give us hope in a future. Thank you for your plan, Lord. I pray we will be attentive to your direction by seeking you first. So that's just a little of chapter 3, and I
That's
think
awesome.
chapter 3 really, I think it
That was
really
the one.
ministered to me.
Look, I
Yes.
gotta highlight that one. I gotta highlight chapter 3. So
Yes.
that's awesome. Yeah, let me just go on the
Yes.
markets.
But the chapters are not very long. And the
Right.
book is really, it's a self-help book through spiritual growth and
Right.
happiness.
Spiritual self-help.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. So it's certainly a blessing. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and move right along to the next question.
Yes.
And that question is, was there a part of a book that challenged you? Like, what part of the book challenged you?
Okay, I would say volume 2.
Right.
The whole volume 2 challenged me, and I think, and I know you haven't got to that question yet, but you asked about the writer's block.
Right, yeah.
And
You get this tied in. That was the next question. So tied in.
But
Yeah.
yes, I have to say, I think the whole volume 2 challenged me, and it was a place where I had to I stopped for a while, and I had to allow the Lord to really just minister to me. Because you have to be, when you're writing and you're sharing your story, even your times of weakness and your times, in the time that you know you have to grow. I'm not all the way there, you know, but a lot of the things in volume 2 has challenged me because as been a wife, as preparing myself to be a wife and operating in the characteristics of a wife.
Right.
So if I had to give a chapter, I would say chapter 7.
Okay.
She's been noticed. And chapter 7 gives several characteristics of being a wife. And we as women, we want to be a wife.
Right.
We want our husband. We wondering where our king at.
Right.
But what about the queen?
Right.
Are we ready?
Right.
Are we ready to bring those queen characteristics to him? Because he's looking for the same thing.
Right.
You know, so we sometimes into what we can get, but what can we give?
That's right.
You know, what characteristics are we going to bring to the table? Because marriage is not easy.
Yeah.
And I believe that we need to operate in some of these characteristics in chapter 7, like, are you a woman of trustworthiness?
Right.
Are you a woman that's ready to build up your home and not tear your home down?
Right.
So
You're speaking.
Yes.
Yes,
So
this is
some of
great.
us we ain't ready. So I learned real quick when I became married. You know, of course, you know, when I came to that place where I knew that I wanted to be married, I began to surround myself with married people.
Right. Okay.
I began to even pray, and you know, praying for those couples
Right.
because
I did
you know,
too. Well, I didn't really pray for him, but I put a post. I was like, okay, y'all, I'm single, but this post is for all the married people and for all those in relationships.
because we can
Just,
learn if we
you know,
surround
grab
ourselves.
them, dance, you know, enjoy yourself because, hey, one day I want that too. And I
Yeah.
want people to want me to be happy and
That's
respect
right.
my relationships.
Yes, and you know, with the trustworthiness, worth, you know, are you a woman of virtue? Are you a woman of integrity? Are you afraid to use your hands? You know, to build up your home,
That's
to bring
right.
the nourishment into your home. Those type of things.
Awesome. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get to the next one. And let's see here. I wonder if I can see if anybody, well, there's one person. I'm new, y'all. So if y'all making comments, I do apologize if y'all make comments or questions that I am not seeing because I have to learn and get better. So I'm growing on my channel. But yeah, so you dealt with the writer's block and you've dealt with that question. So the next one is simply, what would you say to me and even to other young women who are believing God for their husbands?
I would say, first, I would say to know that every good and perfect gift comes from God.
That's good.
Know that.
Girl, I'm about to
In
write
your
that down.
waiting, in your waiting, know
Yes.
that. And also, there's a principle that I learned, and I think I still really apply it, and that's seed, time, and harvest. It's a principle. You know, sow your seed, and during your time of sowing your seed, whether it's, you know, involving yourself in uplifting the ministry as you are doing currently. There's a time, and a lot of times we don't want to wait. But during this time,
That's been hard for me.
yes, during the time, allow him to deal with you. It's a pruning, it's a purging, it's a shaping, and it don't always feel good. Because sometimes he can show us some things that we don't want to see. He can identify some things that he can search the deepest things that's in us if we ask him to. Because if we ask him, he gonna show it to you.
Okay.
You know.
Good. Yeah.
So, ask him to search the deepest things that's in you. Continue to allow God to prune, purge, and shape you. That you are, and you start walking in that wife position. That wife position, because the decision making, the problem solving, you're sharing your space, the communication, because it's no longer just me.
Right.
You may feel like, well, I'm grown. I ain't got to answer to him. Those type of things, it's now not just you. It's the communication. It's sharing your space. Are you ready to share your space?
Right.
Are you ready to clear the closet out?
This is good. So we got a comment here from Miss Dorothy, and she says, "Scott, Mom, and God, Daddy, watching Kiki. We love you and support you." Oh, that's so
thank
sweet.
You all. I love you.
I know.
Too.
Thank you so much. We do appreciate
was challenging
it
for me. So really, just search your heart. Really just, pray. Give that time to God. Sow your seed into Him. That time of waiting, take advantage of that time. And then the harvest, you will reap your harvest.
Right.
But it's that time, that waiting time. I know for me, once I identified my issue of the repeated cycles in my failed relationships.
Yes, that's it. That's my problem. The repeated failures of relationships.
I came to that place of surrenderance, and that's a chapter in the book as well. And I went in total just solitude, just a place at the feet of Jesus. And I didn't date for maybe 2 years because God had identified my issue.
Yeah.
I had an issue that I was dealing with, and sometimes we can cover it up. But I asked God that. I said, show me what it is about me. I don't want it just the outer beauty. I want that inner beauty.
Yes, inner beauty.
Yes.
That's a blessing. Good. Okay, so we are running out of time. We want to just go ahead and wrap it up and be finished with this interview today. This has just been a tremendous blessing. I'm just so grateful that we were able to connect in one of my favorite places. So I like the library here. So, and then plus two, I have encouraged Keiaundria. Hopefully she'll donate her book to the library. That way somebody can check it out if they choose. And then also, where can we get your book?
You can order my book online, 2 places. My personal website is lifeataglancebooks.com, and then you can also go to Amazon. You can put in single, married, and togetherness, Amazon, and it will come straight up, and you will see Life at a Glance, single, married, and togetherness.
Awesome.
And if you order directly from my website, lifeataglancebooks.com, you will receive your book signed by me, and you will receive a free bookmark.
Awesome. Okay, so what's next for Keiaundria, Miss Keiaundria, and family?
All right, what's next? Okay, of course, we have a lot of things going on, but to kind of stay close to the project, Life at a Glance, I'm currently working on a workbook for Life at a Glance, and I will be doing some workshops. I have a book discussion coming up in August. I think it's August 11th at Freedom Fellowship Christian Church.
Okay, awesome.
Our service starts at 9, and it will follow service, so it'll start probably about 11:30. We'll be doing a book discussion.
Right.
And then in September, I have a book fund. I'll be joining some other authors here locally in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Awesome.
And so far as the family, we just Actually, everybody's been pretty busy over the summer. My son been to several camps.
Oh, awesome.
The boys they getting started in sports, so we're gonna be full of football, football and soccer. I have
Right,
one that decided
right.
not. I had one to decide he didn't want to play football. He wanted to do soccer, so we'll be doing football and soccer and so yes, and then school.
Right,
School will be
school
coming
be
out.
coming up soon.
Yes, and then my daughter in December. I'm so proud of her, but she'll be graduating in December.
Okay.
So yes.
Awesome. Well, we are in good timing. And with this being the last word, of course, I am giving you the floor to give this week's last word. And the last word each week is just something inspirational thought, anything that you want to do or say to encourage somebody, just so you can have the last word.
Okay. Well, my last word for tonight would be to always put God first. Put your hope. Don't put your hope in people. Of course, God will bless others in your life, in your path along the way to continue to encourage you and inspire you, like Tanisha and I tonight. But every day, look up to Him, which cometh your help.
Right.
Put your hope in God, because hope in God will not disappoint.
All right. Hoping God will not disappoint. So you heard that from Keiaundria. She's got the last word this week. Please stay tuned for the uploads that will be coming up. The replay will be coming up, and I'll be posting it also to my Facebook page as well. Thank you again, Keiaundria.
Thank you.
We do appreciate you coming on. So God bless, and we hope you enjoy. Bye-bye. So...